Hello and welcome. We're going to get into another video. Today's video we have some Love Cup battles submitted by Smash King. Smash King is a Pokemon Go Twitch streamer, which I'll be leaving his stream in the description below, so make sure to give him a follow. He does lots of fun stuff like calling a bait when he is up 7 shields, and then it ends up being a nuke sometimes and he loses it. But he always double down on opponent trying to call baits. So if it's someone who doesn't call bait and want to watch someone that does call baits, I recommend watching Smash King. He would rather lose a game than shielding a bait. That's how much he would love to call a bait. He's using a Love Cup team using Crocodile. This Pokemon is only available if you hit, I think, level 47. There is a research where you get a level 15, the Croc, whichever the first evolution is. And if you have that level 15, you can use it in the Love Cup. But if you don't have it, you can use the second evolution, but it's a very expensive one. I think it's going to be around level 48 or 47. He has it with Galarian Slowbro. Galarian Slowbro is arguably the best Pokemon, the best safe swap, the best lead, the best thing in the back you use. And with Ladian. He said that Ladian was kind of an underwhelming Pokemon, and if you could use something like Slowpoke, yes, Slowpoke, the first evolution, that would be ideal. What does Crocodile do? Crocodile wins every freaking lead in the Love Cup unless it's a Talonflame. That's what Crocodile does. And we will see in this video that he is going to win all leads. What does Ladian do? Ladian has Bug Bite, and as you can see, everything in this cup is almost Psychic type or Dark, and both take super effective from Bug Bite, and also it has Dynamic Punch and Aerial Ace for those Medichams. So let's go and watch, and we will be able to judge. So firstly, as you can see, we led into Galarian Slowbro. Okay, they swapped out. All the middies run Psycho Cut, so you could totally stay in that matchup, but then you're gonna shield Ice Punches. So ideally, you switch out if they swap in Medi to Ladian, and Ladian does beat Medi. Look how tanky the Pokemon is. By the way, Psychic and Ice Punch almost do the same amount of damage when Ice Punch is super effective, so that's how you think about it. So what do we do now? We're just going to throw Aerial Aces and leave with as little of health as possible so we don't give them any energy lead. So they have a Scrafty, so that wasn't an ideal switch. So as you can see, the Crocodile is running Mud Slap, Crunch, and for the third move, I do recommend Break because it does debuff the opponent, which make Mud Slap even better. So what do we do now? Well, we obviously have to call a bait. No, we have to shield the nuke. That was a good shield. We shield again because now we can outpace, I think, or we're just gonna go and catch. So opponent swapped out into their own Slowbro, and now we can just it's going to be a brutal swing spam. So we're gonna land the second one. First one was shielded, and then the second one is here. So do we need to catch here? I'm actually not sure because we do live one and then we outpace as well. So what do we do? Well, we're gonna catch the second one, as you obviously see right here, and they undercharge. So Ladian is so tanky, by the way. It's so freaking tanky. It's probably the tankiest Pokemon after Alola Malola. And now we're just gonna go for the Surf because why not? Brutal Swing actually does no damage to Scrafty because it's double debuffed. It's double resisted, sorry. That was such a nice one. Next game, horrible lead. What do? We're just gonna go to our Bro because the Bro is so good that it doesn't take super effective, I think, in this cup. Outside the Crocodile. We're gonna throw the Surf. Surf is better DPE, but in some matchups like here, if you shield, you have to go for double Brutal Swing if you shield. Why? Because they are almost in Brutal Swing range, and anything that's not a Brutal Swing is going to be a waste of energy. So Brutal Swing number 1, shielded. How about Brutal Swing number 2? It's going to land. I think that wasn't an ideal timing, but to be honest, I think Smash King just doesn't want to shield. Opponent did not shield, so now we are cooking. So that was such a sick catch by the opponent. I think Smash King should have done one more, because if you live to 5, that means you live to 6, right? And this is where Ladian actually shines. Look at this. This is a matchup where we have two tanky Pokemons, and Smash King loves baiting that he is going to bait here for no obvious reason. I don't know. And opponent has a Blizzard, man. Why? Why do they have Blizzard? So what do we do now? We're just gonna farm all the way down. That's all lost, dude. Crocodile is sick, man. So you're gonna land the crunch here, and I think we are one away from the second crunch. So the second crunch should be able to KO. And Crocodile with the cooler glasses here, clapping that skill. You're telling him that he is the best alligator here. So this is a funny lead because Electrode runs Swift and Breaking and Wild Charge. None of these moves are super effective. Smash King does not know. That's why he's shielded. Oh, never mind. He knows. That's why he's shielded. Point swap into Magmar. Magmar is also a good safe swap, but it's does some underwhelming. Where did it go? I was about to say it has such an underwhelming stats. What is the Magmar? I can't even find it when I'm winding back. Holy, that crunch KO'd. Wow. So opponent brought back the Electrode, and now we can just farm it all the way down. Do we need to shield? I mean, they don't have a super effective move, but Wild Charge obviously does hit hard. And now it's a 3 against 1. That was... What was that? Smash. You can't do that, my friend. Okay. Brutal Swing number 2. And what does Camrupt do? Camrupt is an Incinerate user that beat the rollout users, because other Incinerate users are Flyers and they do lose to the rollout users, and Camrupt is an Incinerate user that beat the Lickies because you oh wait, what? So we're gonna go straight for the Dynamic Punch, and Dynamic Punch does KO. Sorry guys, I didn't know what to say. So this is such an amazing matchup if they have Confusion, and a horrible matchup if they have Bug Bite. Luckily for the Smash King, they have a Confusion, as you can see now, we switch to Brick Break, and this is what the difference will be. Like, Brick Break here will drop the defense, and Mud Slap will now start critting. So what do? Well, we're gonna shield, because why not, you know, because we can. And now look at this, we're left with so much health. I would actually switch there and save all of this energy, because this is just such a wasted damage, because they switch out, right? And they bring their own bro. So what do we do now? We get to 2 brutal swings before they do get to 2. So we just need to throw both of them and then act accordingly. So they shielded the first, and then we throw the second one, and at this point we don't shield our bro. What we do is we slap them all the way. No, I don't think we can slap them down, because I think they have like 3 fast moves, so they are close to the surf. So what we need to do is just to crunch them. Opponent switch, we switch, and now it's Ladian into Alola Malola. And I do think that this is a matchup we favor Alola Malola because it gets to the move faster. And now, do we shield? I mean, shielding here wouldn't be a bad idea, but Lydian is so thick. Look at the damage. It took a Hydro Pump like a Chad. That's like the thing about Lydian. The problem with Lydian is just the damage is always underwhelming. It's a very tanky Pokemon. If you are one of the lucky people who have a Shadow Lydian, I think you might be able to run this team, but better. Because Shadow Lydian will do more damage, you know? So this is such a dominant matchup because we do resist the Shadow Claw. And the thing is, they do have superpower, which almost one-shot. Crocodile has no stats. They threw the Stomp, we shielded a bit. Now what do? Well, we have Brick Break, and it's super effective, so let's see what the opponent will do. Holy, that KO, dude, Beware sucks, I swear, that Pokemon is so bad. So they switched it to Idalia, so we have to switch. Oh my, I would have preferred to throw before, because they will just debuff to the moon. I would just throw Brutal Swing, to be honest. I don't think this is sort of needed, but they actually wouldn't shield because we debuffed. This is here IV dependent. If you have a good IV, bro, you should live the second one. Bro, he has a horrible IV, man. Now, I like this play. Actually, go to Lydian, build up as much energy as you can, because we just resist everything, and then we switch out, and that Lycanroc has counter, by the way, which is super effective. Lycanroc does... Oh my, dude, what is happening to that wolf? They do have a Crunch and Psychic Fang. I don't think they do run EQ. Oh, sorry, Rock Slide. So that's good to see that Smash King knows the moveset on Lycanroc. And now we're just going to throw Aerial Aces, and Lydian wins this matchup. This team is basically 3 Core Breakers. We don't have any of the main Pokemons. You could say that Bro is a main Pokemon. So this is where, like, this is the only lead that Crocodile lose. So what do we do here? Well, we're just going to bait, because, you know, we're a Mud Slap user. There is no way they would call it, right? So we're going straight for the Brick Break, and this Brick Break is getting shielded, which is kind of good. And now, I think that's actually a good play, because if we'd done one more, we would have died with it, because opponent was fast on the switch. And now, since opponent switched to Wiggly, just gonna go to Slowbro and farm them all the way down. There is no reason to shield, or there is no reason to not to throw a charge move. So we're gonna keep throwing. And when they bring in the Talon, we're just gonna do a 2-then throw. They brought Medi, so we're just gonna instantly swap. So this is a good recognition by Smash King because their Pokemon dies so fast. Their switch is not up. Their switch should be up now. I mean, they throw. This doesn't KO, so we can do a bunch of bug bites first, which is, I think he did 3, which is the ideal number. If he did 4, he would have died with the move. And now we can do 1-then throw. Why not 2? Because if he does 2, the Incinerate will register, and we don't need the Incinerate to register. So now it's a matchup between Slowbro and Medi. And remember that Slowbro takes double resisted damage from counter because it's Psychic and Poison. And both of those resist fighting. So look at that. At 20% to Slowbro, health with energy was able to destroy the Medi because the Medi is doing no damage. So that's why you run Psycho Cut Medi. Next game. Crocodile into Scizor. So this matchup is probably in Scizor's favor because Scizor is just a spammier. But what you can do as a Crocodile is like win this lead because you're going to throw this, they will shield or let it go. In other ways, you should win the 1 shield. Opponent knew that, so they let it go. Opponent actually came in late because we threw an alignment and yet they did not sneak. And because they came late, we were able to sneak in another Mud Slap. And now it's a bros matchup. So what do we do here? I think we should have stayed in for a bit. But hey, I'm not the one who's playing here. Maybe Smash King has a plan. It was like, okay, throw the brutal swings. And this is the thing. Do we need to shield? Smash King says yes because he likes the bro against the fighters. Yes, foul play does super effective, but counter does no damage. So they switch. We also switch. And now look how much counter does. Literally no damage. Like, look at this. You can't even tell if it's taking any damage. If I'm Smash King, I would just overfarm. And that's what he did, because you can easily take more damage and overfarm by a lot, because you don't need that much health, remember, to beat. So what do we do here? We're going to do 1-then throw, the Aerial Ace. And remember, Aerial Ace is buffed, right? So this should be another win for the Smash King. Now, let's move into the next game. I think he's giving a lecture about, oh my, what is happening in the world, scizor. Now, to be fair, like, I was watching other streamers, and pretty much Scaldurge is the most, Scaldurge and Slowbro are the most common leads, so that's why Crocodile is one of the best. So Smash King here did not want to shield, as you can see. He did shield, though. I don't know what I'm talking about. So Magmar has Karate Chop, Fire Punch. Remember that Karate Chop does almost no damage, but it's a spammy fast move. Like, it helped Magmar to spam charge moves. And Fire Punch is super effective, right? And Magmar has such an insane attack. So 2 Fire Punches would easily KO. And look how much the Poison Jab is doing. Oh my. You have to no shield. Now, I think we're just going to fast move down everything. Yeah, yep. As I told you guys, we're gonna fast move down everything. So what do we do now? I think there is a chance that we can throw charge moves, because the thing is, we have to get those shields down, because once the shields are down, we can just throw the charge move from Crocodile, right? And remember that this like 5% health is still enough to do like 4 or 5 poison jabs, right? And he switched, opponent tried to catch, and the catch did not work. He threw the right away, the break. Now we can just crunch, and Crocodile taking out fairies because he's too good, okay? He's too good. Look at that. Flexing with these sunglasses outside in the sunshine, beating out fairies. Crocodile doesn't care. This is the matchup we've been waiting for against the Licky. This matchup is so good that you can't lose it even if the algorithm punish you. So we shield the EQ. I actually don't hate that shield. Like EQ is just a hard-hitting charge move, right? So shielding it is good shield, a good use of shield, you know. So Clefable is so annoying, throwing a Swift every 4 fast moves, and now we can do 3, 4, and then throw, because there is no reason to get lower on health when we can just, you know, take them out. I would have just thrown right away, but to be honest, this is actually also a good play where, like, we can just farm them all the way down. They brought in Medi, and this time the Medi has Psycho Cut, so we are in a difficult situation. No, they did not shield. Wait, attack. Smash King is running Scald. Please run Surf, don't run Scald, okay? That's something I did not mention. Please don't run Scald, run Surf on Bro. Lydian destroyed the Median. Now we are back to the lead situation, which is the Lydian against the Rollouter. So what do? We throw aerial aces, obviously, you know. Now, we could actually switch and catch on the Bro, but Smash want them to throw all their energy because we do live a body slam. That's how thick Lydian is. And now the Crocodile takes everything down, taking another win. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much, Mr. Smash King, for sending us these battles. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like if you're new to the channel. Make sure to subscribe. And make sure to catch Smash King on his live stream, which I'll be leaving in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.